because it's one can combine good living with economy.
Yes, and see, that is good living. Basically, with the first definition, careful management of available resources. For example, saving waters, and even like some of the water bottles that we have like at least over hundreds of plastic water bottles. You can turn that, you can turn those plastic water bottles into so many different helpful activities or projects. You can use them for self-watering for your garden. You can use them as actually as pots before you transport your tomatoes or whatever you're about to transport, whatever it has to grow, I guess, in something that small. You can use those for actual pots. Just cut the top, cut it in half, and then you can still use the top part of the half to use as a self-watering mechanism for the top, and it'll let the water flow in there. There are different YouTube videos to explain how you can do that and how you can make that possible. And then you can use the plastic water bottles just for anything else. I mean, you can use your imagination and use them, melt it down, recycle them. I mean, anything that you can possibly do to be resourceful with what you have, just do that. And like cans, wood, you don't just chop down the trees. You can use the wood, you can sell the wood, especially if you have a lot of property. It's a lot of things that you can do, and you use what's in your hand, use the resources that you have.
Right.
Because think about it, you can have a lot of money all day, but if you are foolish and you're spending and you're not cost effective, then like the word says, a fool and his money are soon departed. There is there's no resources there, there's no structure there. You just have a lot of money and you have no plan, you have no structure at all. But if you have a foundation, you know what to do with those resources, and you have basically a platform to start off making your personal economy fit for you and your lifestyle and your family and even your community. I'm gonna touch on this.
Concerning that with the water bottles, you can use it as called an irrigation system. For starting your gardens. Like, you may not be in an area where you can have a garden that's outside, but you can start an inside garden using the water bottles because of just basically how it's built. You can either have it, growing like one seed at a time. You may have to grow like one plant at a time, but it is still an available resource at your hand, and it can be very effective. I mean, you can use from the 16-ounce water bottle to a gallon to a liter bottle to a half a gallon. You can use any bottle basically. It's just knowing what's available in your area. What resources do you have available to use. As you were saying, using if you have wood on your land, you can use that. You can sell it. You can barter it. Using resources in your area. Like, you may some people may not feel like, well, I want to use my money, I have my money saved for something else. Well, use what's in your area. You have people that would, want to barter cans for something.
Natural
you have
resources.
People, right, natural available resources, as it says in the definition for economy. Just carefully manage your available resources.
Absolutely.
And you can be able to, take care of yourself, provide for your family, provide for your neighbor,
your community.
Right, your community. You can have these, as long as you carefully manage what you have, and it's like, look in your hand and say, what's in your hand, like question, where am I, like what available resources do I have? And, never look down at what you may have around you. It may not be as much as what someone else has, but it still is an available resource that if you manage it carefully, you can have you a nice built economy, even if it's just around you, just in the community. It may not be that big, but it is still making an impact, So definitely knowing how to find what available resources are around you, even knowing what plants are around you, knowing what flowers, what people want to barter for, because you may never know what beautiful flower may be growing around you that someone is willing to get because of the resource that you can get from it. And if it's available to you, if you don't want to use that for yourself, you can barter that, or you can, trade that or share with someone. I have this, and they're like, well, I have that, and I can share with you.
It's a perfect exchange.
Right, and it's an available